Hail and well met friends! Andang here for the very first episode of my Volume 3 playthrough of the epic story. Big thanks to my Patreon supporters for helping make this series possible. And so let's go ahead and get started. We are here in Rivendell because that's where all stories start apparently. At least that's what LOTRO would want you to believe.
We are
Let's
met
talk
in
this
time
elf.
of need, and it is a joy to see you.
Yes. Staftang, we are met in time of need, and it is a joy to see you. You must have received my message, for little else could have brought you hither with such haste. I did not dare to speak openly of the reason for Master Elrond's request in my letter, for fear that the message might be interrupted. I apologize for drawing you here with so little information, but Master Elrond will explain in detail what I could not. Speak if you are ready. We will go to him together, and he will tell you what has prompted his call.
Master Elrond awaits.
Quickly, Staftang. It is my understanding that any delay will serve us to great harm. Let us act with such haste. Okay, well, you're talking, buddy. I was ready to go.
Messages have come from Lothlorien. Messages that cannot be ignored. My sons have returned from the wild, and together they and a hero of Eriador must respond to these tidings with decisive action.
Wow. I love this courtyard. It's just always so awesome. Very good, Staftang. Perhaps now we will have an answer for why this haste is necessary. Is that Aladdin? Eladin. It is! Perhaps he will have some answers for us. Thought we were in a Disney movie there for a minute. Illidan, you have returned from your camp in the wild? Indeed, the premise of war has brought my brother and me back to... My brother and I'm pretty sure. Back to our house of our father. War? Not here in Imladris. No, Petharin, not yet. My brother and I ride to war in the south. Staftang, this concerns you as well. My father awaits for us in the Hall of Fire. AKA the War Room. Alright, let us go here into the Hall of Fire. And since war is going on, they won't mind if I just jump on tables. Alright, Lord Elrond. I am pleased you received my summons, Staftang. I apologize for being so close as to the reason for its urgency, but there are dangers on the road, and I did not wish any information that might do us harm to fall into the hands of evil men. 2 days ago, courier hawks arrived in Rivendell, bearing messages from Lorien. The messages were short, but even in their brevity, they caused me to pause. The messages are from the Lady Galadriel. I understand some of the meaning, but I can only guess at the full import of her speech. You know the secret company that set forth from Imladris in December, Staftang? We know they stayed for a time in Lothlorien, healing from their hurts. They have moved on from the safety of that land, sailing down the river Anduin with all secrecy. Do you fear for the success of their mission, Staftang? They are strong of heart and true of purpose, Father. They will not falter in it. I wonder. This is the message I received from Galadriel of Lothlorien 2 days ago. Aragorn has need of his kindred, that the Dunedain ride to him in Rohan. They are talking slow today. What is Aragorn doing in Rohan? None of the plans we discussed should have brought him there. If Lady Galadriel says Aragorn is in Rohan, he surely is, or will be. That is so. We must gather the Dunedain, the Rangers of Eriador. You must do this, Stafdeng. You know the roads and paths of Eriador, Stafdeng. You must bring this news to the Rangers. The Rangers will uphold their oath. They will become the Grey Company and ride to the aid of their chief. I will meet you in the library to discuss this charge. Go now to the library upstairs, Stafdeng. I will meet you there, and we will discuss how the Rangers can be assembled as quickly as can be managed. Alright, so they started their phasing, I believe, or we're still in an instance, one of the three. So let us go and back out to the central courtyard. And that is something that is, I believe, just now starting to be used, where they actually do phasing. And they start out with some small tests and continue to build and build on it until we get what we've got in Volume 4, where there's all kinds of phasing, entire towns being burned, and all sorts of stuff. Alright, Lady Arwen. I know of the messages from my grandmother, Stafdeng. And I know too that my father has asked you to gather the Dunedain, that they may ride south to the aid of Aragorn. We knew this day would come, he and I, and have long prepared for its survival. It has been my part to craft an item of beauty and of use, an item Aragorn will have need of before all is done. He knows of its markings, and it will be a sign to him that the hour has indeed arrived when he must seize that which is his. I hope it will be a comfort to him, too, in distant lands. When the Dunedain are all assembled, I will send for you. I must be sure someone can bear this item to him. I will call you before the Rangers depart. Thank you, Stafdeng. This means a great deal to me. Oh, Lord Elrond, you're up here! For the first time ever. Phasing is awesome. That's just proof of it. Look, he's not down there anymore. Man. It will not be easy to gather the Dunedain as quickly as it must be done, Stafdeng. It would be best for you to use mithril coins and travel through... Okay, so it doesn't say that. It would be best for you to bring the message to certain of Aragorn's kin, that they may then speak to the rest of their people, while you travel to those more distant lands. I prepared the names of those to whom you must speak. Walk with me, and I will tell you where they can be found. And this is one of my favorite moments. My sons tell me that the Ranger Randir has come to Thorinhad. In the Trollshaws, he will be closest. Randir is humorless, but among the trees of the Trollshaws he is more at home than any. He is an expert in herb lore. That is a very nice hologram little program you got here in your library, Master Elrond. You will find the Ranger Canadyth in the Lone Lands, at the base of the hill called Weathertop. He knows much about the lore and heritage of the Dunedain. Alright. Saradan is more settled than many of the Dunedain. He has a cabin in Breeland, and is held in higher regard by his people than any others of the Rangers. Do you have any questions about these three? Once you have met Randir in the Trollshaws and told him that the Rangers must assemble, you should travel west into the Lone Lands. At the base of Weathertop you will find Canadyth. He is surely to join the Grey Company. After you have spoken with Canadyth, You, Candaith, you will travel into Breland to speak with Saradan at his cabin. He is not as prone to wandering as the others of his kin, but he must be told of Aragorn's need. But there are other rangers you must find. Alright. The ranger Halros has a camp in the Shire, near the outskirts. I would tell you the names of the nearby towns, but I do not know them. I have not concerned myself with the dealings in the Shire as Gandalf, Aragorn, and Halros have done. The ranger Halbarad has always had the ear of Aragorn, his chieftain. You will find him at the hidden camp of Esteldin in the North Downs. Elrond is getting his work out today. Calenhad has overseen the defenses of Annúminas on the shores of Lake Evendim for many years. He has known Aragorn all his life. I do not doubt he will ride with the Grey Company. Do you have any further questions? Halros, Halbrand, and Calenglad will speak with the others of the Dunedain near the borders of the Shire, through the North Downs, and in Evendim. But there are 2 more rangers you will need to find personally. The distances are simply too great for any but you to cover in time. I could send the butterfly. The Rangers of Landir. The Ranger Landir watches the frozen northern lands of Folchel, home to the Lossoth. And yet the Grey Company needs Lothrandir, despite the incredible distance. He spent much of his life in the wide, southern lands, and is familiar with their peoples. This way, Staftag. In case you don't know the way around my library yet, this is a ramp. I've walked down it never. I've only walked up once, as I have stayed down here for millennia. The last ranger I would have you find is Cornir. You will find him in Oghair, in Angmar. Cornir is less bold, perhaps, than the others of the Dunedain, but he does have some sense. Father, I do not understand. There is another ranger in Angmar that should be part of the Grey Company. And why should Golodir not join the Grey Company? Golodir, you say? You know why, or can guess, Staftang. You were there. Oh wow, that is... You have the best projection system in the whole world. You were there when the Golodir's daughter was slain by the false king. We should ask no more of Golodir. He has lost too much already. Let Golodir remain in Eriador, where he can nurse his grief. Cornir will go in his place. Golodir was a strong man, and true of heart, but my father is right. He has suffered much. I do not know. I know very little of Cornir, beyond that he be loyal to a fault. Did he not remain in Oghair for years, awaiting Golodir's return from beyond Ramas Delion? And so it shall be, Staftang. You will walk the paths of Eriador one more time, in search of these Dunedain. They will gather others of their kin, and when all is made ready, the Grey Company will set forth. It will be done as Galadriel of Lorien has asked. We respond to her messages with the haste we must, and with the messenger those messages deserve, a lawmaster of proven loyalty, to gather the Grey Company in time. Very good, Staftang. Many hopes rest on your journey through Eriador, to gather the Dunedain for their journey.
In
Alright,
the
here we
watches
go.
of the night, messages came from Galadriel of Lorien, messages that give me pause. The company that set forth from Rivendell with 9 now departs with 8, bearing the gifts of the Lord and Lady.
Yes.
Their road takes them now down the waters of Anduin, and beyond my sight.
You can see pretty far, Elrond. You can see pretty far.
It will not be an easy task to gather the Dunedain.
Master Elrond was right to impress upon me the need for haste, Staftang. If Aragorn has need of the Dunedain, they will need to be gathered with as much speed as can be managed. It will not be an easy task, for the Dunedain are given to wandering the wild. They may be scattered across all of Eriador.
You must travel to Thorinhad to speak with Elrohir.
The sons of Elrond have already left for Thorinhad to prepare for the coming journey. Elrohir did say that one of the Dunedain, a ranger named Radenir, was staying for a few days at their camp, as Thorinhad is nearest to Rivendell. You should travel there first to speak with Radenir before seeing the others. I've met a few of Aragorn's kin, but Radenir is known to me, for he journeys oft into the trackless Etenwars, and often stays here in Rivendell. For a time, my brethren sought to convince him to join the company in song in the Hall of Fire, as Aragorn would, but Radenir would have none of it. Travel to Thorinhad, north of the Brunin Gorges, in the Trollshaws, and speak with Elrohir. He will introduce you to Radenir. Once the ranger is told of the messages from Lorien, you can seek out the others Master Elrond suggested. Alright, so we have our quest, which is to go everywhere in Eriador and hopefully get things done. But I think that does bring this first episode to an end. I have always loved the hologram projections in Elrond's library, and I wish that they had those type of things in even more places. They have it during later parts of the book, where with the Fellowship and some other things. But I wish they would have more use of that. But I suppose it only needs to be used in certain cases. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode, and when we return, we will summon all of the Rangers and probably have much editing between each of the summons, as they are quite far apart. But till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode of the Epic Story. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button below, and if you'd like to see more of my daily content, feel free to subscribe, and you'll be notified when that new content comes out. And also, if you'd like to help support my channel and help me continue to create high quality videos, feel free to support me on Patreon, and you can get all sorts of great rewards in the process. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another video.